Let's see. Hey, y'all. How are you? Let me scoot up in this chair. Mm. Hey, Kay. How are you? Gonna give it about 5 minutes. Hey, y'all. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Guru. Make sure y'all thumbs up and share. Hey, Pocahontas. We are gonna start in about like 10 minutes or whatever. Just to give people a chance to come in. How is y'all week? It's Friday, so your week is over and y'all going into the weekend. So how was your week? I've been good. I've been crazy busy doing stuff that's not making me no fucking money. I'm doing a lot. Oh, you work weekends. I remember those days. No. Um, I I me and Mia were guests on me and Mia was guest on a local radio station here, 97.9 The Box, and we were discussing the Zaya Wade situation, and it was crazy. It was kind of wild. The host, not the main host is a guy, but the side host is a girl, and off air, not on air when we were live, but off air, she kept misgendering Zaya. Like anytime we were on air, she was saying daughter and she and da da da, but off air, she was giving her the business. And then she she asked Mia, did she asked Mia, did she have a sex change? And Mia was like, that's not an appropriate question. And she was like, oh, not on air. I'm just asking for me. And Mia was like, that's still not appropriate question. I don't know you, bitch. She didn't say that, but basically. And I'm over there like, yes, daughter, yes. And then they tried to pull a Breakfast Club situation on us. You know how when Breakfast Club was talking to Malik Yoba and they brought a gay dude in there in the conversation when the topic was about trans folks? Like they had one trans woman, which was initially supposed to be Mia, and then a gay man, and then a lesbian woman. When we're talking about a trans issue. And then the whole beginning of the conversation was revolving around them conflating, hey, Rhine Media Productions, I think that's how you say it. Hey, hey, Cocoa Butter Barbie. So yes, the beginning of the conversation, I'm just there to support Mia. I'm not. It's not my gig. It's Mia's gig. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm just there. She was scared because this is Mia's first radio interview. So she picked me up early in the morning and was like, oh, I want you to come with me just as support. So I came with her and I'm sitting in the back. I'm not mic'd up, anything like that. And so, but the initial conversation, like the first maybe like 10, 20 minutes, we're conflating gender identity and sexual orientation. Do you feel what I'm saying? And so they keep talking about gay shit. Even the callers that was calling in, it was about gay. And I whispered to Mia, you need to call them out about conflating gender identity and sexual orientation, and the fact that this is a trans specific conversation, and they got a gay man and a lesbian up here, and the gay man heard me tell her that, and he was like, "Oh, wait, hey Peach, hey George Trusty, um, George, I'll respond to that." So the gay man showed me in his text messages. The gay man was like, "Oh, no, 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 wait, wait, wait." The gay man said, "Look, I told them, I hope y'all got some trans women up there. While y'all hitting me up to be in this interview, I hope y'all got trans women." And the response to him was, "Oh yeah, we got them, we got them." But he was like, when he came in, he saw two of us and was like, "Oh, okay, they did their thing, blah, blah, blah." But he didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be there. And so he got up out of his chair and sat in the chair that I was as the like sideline guest, and told me to sit in his seat in front of his mic, and was like, "Oh yeah, you need to be talking." So he literally relinquished his space and said, "Let her get in and say what she needs to say." And so, and being that I transitioned early, 12, 13, this was I transitioned really early. So this is I have history in this, this, especially around a 12-year-old and what we think about our gender and what we think about our gender identity. So he really did what he was supposed to do in regards to, giving up his space as an ally. And, of course, I let him talk when it was appropriate for him to talk. But, you know, they didn't have any objections to it. And we just had a really good conversation. It was really good. And it was, what was crazy, the guy who's the host, the main guy, he never said anything rude. He never said anything. He was super, super nice, and he never misgendered anybody, period. It was the cisgender girl she wasn't misgendering on the mic, and she didn't misgender us, but she kept misgendering Zaya on off air, like calling Zaya son and him, and it was general conversation where I was like, interesting. The Dwayne Wade situation. This is why I have a problem with most Black people. They love to stick their nose in business, which has no business to do with them. We got more important issues. So I think if we're talking about like regular layman people, I think folks can mind their business. But this is not a regular layman person. This is Dwayne Wade. This is NBA superstar. This is a celebrity, Gabrielle, who's married to a celebrity, Gabrielle Union. So they're on, and they're publicly doing a documentary. They're publicly putting things out. They're publicly doing Instagram posts. They're publicly doing videos talking about the subject. They're inviting people to the conversation. They're opening up the conversation and being public about it. So I think this is a little bit different situation, George. I think that because they are putting it out there and using their platform to educate people about this particular subject, I don't think it's fair for you to say that everybody is just kind of jumping in their business. They put us in their business. Does it make sense? Like, they're a celebrity and they put us in their business. Now, if we're talking about some random person talking to a non-celebrity parent of a trans child, and they want to jump in and say how you raising that child wrong, then no, mind your fucking business. But the public discourse about Dwayne Wade and Zaya, I mean, that comes with the territory, and they open the door for that. I hope that makes sense. Said, hey, Peach. Yes, Malik Yoba has always been ashy. Them lips always been ashy, baby. The cool thing about black men is that he is an original man. The bad thing about the black man that he is the original man. Translation: slow to adapt and easily socially engineered. Hmm. That sounds very anti-black, George. That sounds, I believe, and kind of racist. Um, I believe that people can have racist ideology, and anything that makes people superior or inferior based on their race is a racist ideology. And so, if you're saying that because they're original man, they're slow to adapt, I think that that's a lie. I think I don't think every black man is slow to adapt. I think that some of them adapt very well and fast. And to say that because they're a black man, they're easily socially engineered, I just feel like that. I think that's rooted like in white supremacy and eugenics and all that kind of weird stuff. And I think that's racist. Actually, I don't think that's good. I hope that I think that's kind of hard. What else? I give him props for that. Hey, Robert. Hey, Pink Powder. Jazz. So let's talk about jazz. Okay. So I don't watch I Am Jazz. I have promoted it, but I don't watch I Am Jazz because Jazz is kind of annoying. She seems spoiled and privileged, and sometimes she does things that annoy me. And so that I don't have a negative feeling about her, I don't watch it. Does that make sense? Like, she could, her character, the way that it's edited, she's annoying to me. So I can't watch it. It's a very privileged thing, but I think what Jazz and her family share is information that the public needs. Like for example, Lil Boosie and these ignorant ass people who are saying silly things. I think what they could benefit from watching the show and see how things actually works, because jazz parents like Dwayne Wade and them, they um they have been supporting her since she was very young. And so they are just now getting to the point where they are considering surgeries, da da da. So it's been years. We followed Jazz since she was on Barbara Walters years back when she was like 5 and 6 years old. So this process where people act like, oh, this is just too young and this is but they've been slowly going through this process. They went through the process where she wasn't on hormones and she was just dressing like a girl and they were accepting her identity, and they slowly grew into, okay, let's go to the doctor and talk to professionals about how this works. What's too soon? What's not too soon? Like, they literally have gone through these things right before our eyes, sharing the education about raising a trans child. They have had these kind of conversations that are complicated. They've shared the complications. They have shared the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's enough education for you not to be just totally stupid on how it actually works in regards to jazz and raising a trans child. I think that the education through their experiences and things of how it actually works, I think is an amazing resource for people to actually watch and learn what actually is involved in raising a trans child, what D-Wade is now about to go through, what he has been going through. Because if you watch the Good Morning America interview with Robin Roberts, he said, my child has been going through this since they were 3 years old. And they're 12 now. Do you see what I'm saying? And so in that process, that's like 10 years of him working through that process with his child that had nothing to do with hormones and surgeries. So literally 10 years from 13, well, not literally, but almost 10 years from 3 to 12, almost 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? So this is a slow process where everybody talk about, oh, it's just going too fast. No, they've been going through this for 10 years and building up to this process for 10 years and getting educated for 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? They've been doing the work, talking to professionals, talking to other trans that Gabrielle said that they and Wade said, Dwayne said they talked to like people over at on polls and, you know, just really trying to get a full well-rounded opinion about, you know, trans life and what's the next steps. And, you know, and they got the money to do it. Like you motherfuckers, especially you non-rich motherfuckers. Like this baby is taken care of much, much more better than a lot of the trans folks who decide to transition. Like Zaya is going to have so much more privilege. It's going to be so much easier for her to transition. It's going to be so much, so many obstacles that she's not going to have to deal with in regards to deciding to go black market hormones or legitimate to the doctor hormones, having access to that. There's some trans girls who have no family. They could be out in bumfuck Arkansas with no family support, with no family support, no doctors that are even willing to prescribe them hormones because they disagree with their lifestyle. That like they have no access to anything. And so going black market, going to get silicone that may be unhealthy for them. These are options that Zaya will never have to deal with because of her status, because of her father's status and money and access to those kind of privileges. And so to say that he's not going to be taken care of, that taking care of her, that Dwayne Wade is not going to be taking care of her, to say that he is not a good parent, to say that he is not, you know, setting her up for success. Come on. She in a much, much better situation than I was. And I didn't have the worst parents. I didn't have parents that was like, oh, get the fuck out. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just it's kind of silly. Let me see, what are y'all saying? Hey, Marira. How do you say that? Mariah? Marira? Is that how you say it? Macklin? I didn't watch it either. I came across an annoying and I can't relate. Yes, it's annoying and I can't relate and I don't watch it. I watched a few episodes. What really strikes me is how she's navigating like dating and stuff in high school with this public platform. That always interests me because that's when she's more humble. Because that privilege that your parents got, it don't save you from that bullshit. Also, since we just starting 20 minutes in, make sure that the links are in the bottom. Make sure that you thumb this up. It's 35 people watching. So all 35 of y'all thumbs it up and share it. And so people can come and listen. Also, if you listen to podcasts, if you like that kind of passive entertainment, make sure you check out Marsha's Plate. It is hosted by me, another trans woman, and a trans man. And the link is in the bottom as well. We post not videos. Sometimes we post videos, but we post a show every Thursday, and we usually talk about either what is current or what is, relevant in regards, or it could be, we could talk about anything just from a trans perspective. We don't really just talk about just trans issues, but we are trans, so therefore our lives, we are Black trans, and who we are, and so our perspective of the world includes all of those things, even when it's a non-trans issue. So check that out. Follow me on Instagram. That's Diamond Stylz, DIAMOND STYLZ. Follow me on Twitter, all that kind of stuff, and that is what it is. I do have a Patreon, and if you want to support Patreon, go to the link in the bottom. It just helps me upgrade, get better equipment. It helps me organize, because I am the executive director of Black Trans Women's Inc. And 10% of any money that I get from social media, I put back into the community. We are currently creating an anti-violence task force and program to help people who are in violent situations get out of them, so that we are not having another Malaysia Booker situation happen where, she is attacked and the video goes viral, and then the community fails her, put her in a hotel, but then leaves her there and not help her. And so she has to go back on the host roll and somebody kills her. As a Black trans woman, I felt like the community failed her in Dallas. So me becoming the executive director of Black Trans Women's Inc., the first program that I created was to have a connection, particularly in Dallas, with the major cities in Dallas, which is Austin. Not major cities in Texas, which is Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. I have created a cohort of trans women. So when something happened in each one of those cities, we have an actual immediate response in regards to social media, in regards to funding and resources to help the particular girl in a violent situation, to help her get out of it. Recently, today, we have an 11-year-old trans girl who parents kicked her out, and she didn't have anywhere to go. And we actually found her housing. We paid for things for her to get what she needs, and she actually is in somebody's care at this point. So when we talk about this Zaya situation, when we talk about this a young trans child, you got to understand that everybody does not have the privileges that Zaya has. There are people out here who are transitioning very young on their own, and people are kicking them out and making them homeless. And so if we weren't doing the work that we do, that 11-year-old could be out on the host roll trying to survive, being at risk for diseases, being at risk for violence, being at risk for murder, being at risk for almost anything, suicide. So this is the work that we do. This is the work that I do. So if you would like to support, definitely become a patron, or just donate directly. All my donation information is in the bottom. I feel like I have been doing this work for years. You can Google who I am. My integrity has been documented. So you don't have to worry about where's my money going. I am not rich. I'm not trying to be rich. All the money that I have always and has gone to building Black trans women and Black trans men as well, and non-binary folks as well. So I've always been a community bitch. I've been doing this for years, at probably like 20 years now. So I've always been a community organizer. So if you want to donate, do that. But if not, I do this because I love it. And if you love listening to me, but you're broke and don't want to and can't, you might want to support, but you can't. Also understand that you sharing your network you telling somebody about me, telling somebody, recommending me, you sharing it on a platform, and you doing a review. Make sure, like, if you are a listener of our podcast, do a review on Apple. These are non-monetary ways that you can support the platform so it can grow and do even better work. So don't think just because you don't have any money to support that you can't support. Just doing those things really, really helps. So let's get back into the topics. Let's see. Dating sucks altogether. Choose not to. Dating does suck, and Dating sucks for everybody. Right now, the internet has made. The internet is always a double-edged sword about any topic, anything. It made access to the hoes, which I love the hoes. I'm a hoe. Access to the hoes easy. So these niggas ain't working for you no more. These niggas is out here trying to take you on fucking Starbucks dates. Fuck out of here. You actually inspired me in my trans birth to start a podcast. And yes, word out, come through. We need everybody sharing their experience. I am Black and trans male to female, in case you wanted to know. Yes. Yeah. You're George Trusty. Yeah, I just think some of the things you say are rooted in racism. And just because you're Black, you might not have structural racist power, but you do. You can have racist ideologies that are anti-Black ideologies embedded in your psyche around the Black community. First of all, absolutely. Thank you, Ghost. First of all, I absolutely adore you, and I need my Love Beneath fix. So Love Beneath is. I'm in the process of getting the videos transcribed, and I'm going to be adding some details. Once I get them all transcribed, I'm going to be adding some details, and basically, it's going to be the start of the book. So, and I know I've been saying that for years, but I have support now. Remember, stuff costs money, and I'm not rich, so I can't. I'm out here trying to survive off of $5.25. First of all, I suggest that they take Jazz to Marcy Bowers. So apparently, Jazz doesn't have enough flesh. I'm not. What am I doing? I'm not about to talk about her. She has a whole show that she talks about her sex change complications and revisions and that kind of stuff. So watch that. I'm not about to discuss this lady's genitalia. Hey, Cece. Diamond, I'm so happy you got your channel back. Yes, I'm so happy too. I worked hard for this motherfucker. I was so pissed. And I didn't know. I didn't get emotional when I lost it. Well, just a little bit. I was more annoyed by, there's some videos like Cheryl Courtney Evans. I have an interview with Cheryl Courtney Evans, and Cheryl has passed away. I'll never be able to interview her again. I have video with Lewis Mitchell. I have video of Tracy Jada O'Brien, just some legends in the game, really sharing. Because I'm a Black trans woman who knows how to interview people, I got some real late. They're open and giving me all the messy, late, and sticky tea. And they're not trying to be, you know how when you see interviews with people, like when they're on BT or Logo, they kind of stuffy and just kind of asking these basic generic trans questions. I got interviews with people giving you stories about how they was fucking with pimps and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a real authentic narrative of some of the people who I interview, and me losing that, I've backed them up now. But at the time, I hadn't backed them up because I didn't think YouTube would delete my channel. I was like, why would they delete it? I don't do any sexual stuff, so why would it delete it? But apparently they said, bitch, so you thought. So for me, it just was like, what? I've lost these videos and I didn't have them backed up. They were on a computer that kind of fucked up. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. So me getting it back, I'm at the Creating Change conference, chilling with Mariah Moore in the hotel. We drinking beers. This is after hours. So it's like late night and we laughing, we joking, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We got the music playing. It's a whole little party. And randomly, my friend Nick hits me up and was like, hey, y'all, why did they bring your channel back? And for some reason, I just started bawling. I think it's because I was drunk and my emotions is always on my sleeve, like right at the surface. And I just start bawling like, oh my God, I can't believe they just gave my channel back. So yes, I'm excited about that because, I work hard to build. I don't have a big ass audience. I have like 10,000 people and, and more than half of those don't even be participating. But I worked hard for it and it's been 10 years of work. So it was apparently based on my emotions. It was important to me. Let's see. Wait. Y'all going fast. Yes, hit that like button. Make sure you're watching, hit that like button. I see 49 people here watching. Hey y'all. But it's only 21 likes. Why are y'all not liking? Y'all don't like it? Come on, wear it out. Thumbs up. Are you going to talk about the murder in Indianapolis? Yes, I am. I have it on my list to talk about tonight. I'm tired of being a hoe. Yes, you will. You trying to be wiped up. It was too much work. Oh, you talk about hoe, work, sex work. Yes. Yeah, it is a lot of work. It's more work than people think. Hey, Sis Black, what's up? I hate Starbucks and any place like that. Right. Do you hear about the girl who got killed after outing? Yes, I'm going to talk about that. That's on my list to talk about. Marcy worked on her surgery. Hey, Victoria. Look who's calling. Africano boy. Oh, it's messing up. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just over here at Chacho with Benjamin. He's in town. Just giving you a ring and seeing if, not sure what you're up to.
I'm actually on live. Say hi to the people.
Oh, shoot. Don't be having me about speakerphone. Hey, everybody.
Say hey, Africano boy. Well, my live is gonna be going for a minute. What'd you say?
I said you busy.
Yeah, I'm busy. How long y'all gonna be over there?
I mean, we're like he's over here. He's got a hotel right over here, so we'll be in the area. So,
all right, I'll text you when I'm done if you're still over here.
All right, bye.
All right, love you. Bye. Yes. Let's see. Finally caught you online. Hey, Tia. Tia, I want you to know that I love you. I can't wait to meet you in DC. I hated that I didn't get to meet you when I was there visiting because I was doing Transmart stuff. It's not stupid. It was amazing experience. But I can't wait to meet you. You are one of the cis women that I am excited about meeting. I be scared because y'all try it. Hey James, how are you from Berlin? Adrena, I think that's how you say it. Adrena Johnson. Hey. What else? Binge watching. I have a Facebook friend that is, honey, if you have any cis black, if you have any connects to anybody, if you have connects to grant money, if you, that I can apply for a grant, because I do, we can get that grant writing together. If you got access to anybody who can give us some coins to do the work that we do, send it on to me. I hope you're able to download and save those videos back. Yes, I did. I went and got an extra hard drive and downloaded them. So if YouTube tries it, I can say fuck them. But I also have a secondary channel, so just in case anything happens. Because YouTube is one of the biggest search engines other than Google, and Google owns it. So it's a good way to promote. So I'm gonna always be using it as a tool. These kick these young trans girls out and then complain about them when they prostitute. Go figure. Exactly. Yes, and they'll fire you from a job. You go into sex work, you get a criminal record, and then you can't get a job because you got a criminal record now. Crazy. Hey, J Spot. I would love to see a talk show with trans hosts. I would too. Not necessarily. I don't know. I would love to see, a dream that I had years ago. I wanted to have, like, I don't know if y'all watched The Grapevine. I love The Grapevine. That what Ashley Acuna does. I've had that idea for a trans, like just really trans-centered discussion where once a month we come together with multiple trans folks of all trans experience, non-binary, transmasculine, and we just have a panel discussion about things that may come up once a month. I've always loved to do that. I thought it would be amazing. And, I know Tea Time, who I love them, Tea Time used to do that, but should I say that? Is that shady? I don't think that the girls who were casted on Tea Time, I don't think all of them had the range. How can I say this without being shady? I don't think they had the range to talk about everything in the most intellectual way. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just being honest. I hope, but I said what I said. But, I don't think they had the range. I think that's a nice way of saying it. I love your Pose reviews on the podcast. Yes. Also, if you watch Pose, our show on Marsha's Plate, we do a live. We do a review of each and every episode of Pose, and we actually break down certain things because a lot of the storyline in Pose is rooted in actual things happening or actual history, and we kind of break some of that stuff down and really give you a more in-depth conversation that you're not gonna find a review of Pose or Marsha's Plate. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but as a Black trans woman giving you the review who have access to the history and who have the lived experience, where are you going to find that at? So, so we actually break it down and talk about the actual history because that's a fictional show and they're kind of combining different stories. What I try to do is tell you the real story of what happened. Like when they put the condom up on the man's house, there were some details that were facts, but it was also some details in there that, you might not have known. And so, I try to do that. I used to watch you all the time, but then you disappeared. Yes, they deleted my channel, but I made another channel. So, and if you follow me on other social media platforms, it'll keep you updated with, it'll keep you up to date with what I'm doing and what's happening and why I wouldn't just disappear. I can't believe I missed you in Philly. Of course, I'll be back in Philly for the Philly Wellness Conference. That's usually what I go to Philly do. What I usually go to Philly for. Um, we do. I apologize for straights. I love the straights sometimes. The straights are great sometimes. It's it's just a few bad apples that'll get your stomach hurting, give you the bubble guts. I was blessed to be next to you backstage at the march. Your vibe was a vibe, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The march, I had a great time at the march. If you, I was there as media, and so I had a lot of backstage access, and I took a lot of pictures. If you follow Marsha's Plates page, our Facebook page, there's so many beautiful moments that I took pictures of, and I think it's like 86 or 100 and something pictures of the first March on Washington, the Trans March on Washington. That's kind of epic. We're gonna be talking about that in 50 years. So we check out the pictures. Go on Marsha's Plates Facebook. That's Marsha, like Marsha P. Johnson. Plate as in like a plate of food. Go on their Facebook. It's everything. Hey Troy, how are you? Welcome. I'm trying to send money and I don't want to be a patron. Where can I send? My Cash App is Diamond Stylz. It's $ Diamond Stylz. Diamond spelled the regular way. DIAMOND STYLZ. And it's also about to be my birthday on the 28th. So if you want to do it for that, wear it out. But yes, my Cash App is. I'm basically Diamond Stylz everywhere. So yeah. Thanks, Manda. Let's see. Y'all going too fast. I'm glad your YouTube channel is back. You and your videos got me through most of my transition. Oh my God, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much. That actually, when people tell me that, it makes it, because I don't realize how long I've been on YouTube until I didn't realize until recently. Girls were contacting me saying I was 13 and now I'm 23. That is a big time. And people were saying I couldn't articulate things to my mom or my dad. And because you was grown, you could articulate it and I could just let them watch your videos to explain what I was feeling. And to me, that makes me feel good. Sometimes I started YouTube just like a journal, and then it turned into what it has turned into. So thank you for giving me that feedback. I really appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted. What about In Trans Heart? So In Trans Heart, as you know, was me and my friend at the time. She's still my friend. Ty. So Ty has gone on to win pageants. She's a drag queen and a trans woman too, and she's just living her life. And she is not as dedicated to this platform as I am. She don't be on shit like that. She like so it kind of makes it hard to schedule stuff with her because she'll kind of flake or so it's hard to be consistent with her because she has her own life and she's not as dedicated as creating content as I am. And so the show must go on. So that's kind of why it didn't continue. At the time that we were recording those videos, she lived with me. So I was able to be like, come on, get dressed. Chop. Let's do a video. So she lived with me at the time. But now that she doesn't live with me, she'll be like, okay, girl. So, she's doing her own thing. Yes, I did get my external hard drive. I did download my videos. Yes, Grapevine is great. Y'all going fast. Podcasts are so resourceful. They really are. They are untapped resource. Like I've learned so much from podcasting. I also learned so much from panels. Like if you listen to college lecture panels that they have uploaded on YouTube, I've learned so much. It's like college education, like a course that you're getting for free. So do that if you're bored. Hey, Brianna. Oh, I'm so proud of Brianna. Brianna Jenkins, she's about to graduate. I'm going to be flying up there in May for her graduation because I love her. And that's my little sister. And she do great work. And she about to be a motherfucking lawyer. A lawyer rising. I am so proud of you. I can't wait. I definitely won't miss it for the world. I will be up there in May to see you walk across that stage. And I'm black. So if them motherfuckers at DePaul think I'm going to be sitting in them seats being quiet when they call your name, they got me fucked up. I'm going to be the ghetto ass auntie. Yes! Being loud and screaming because you know I'm black. So don't be embarrassed because that's what I'm going to be doing. That's going to be me. Be prepared. Now, last week you were going on Valentine's Day. How did things go? Child. It's Denise's. So, girl, the date went like it was. He called himself. He was super fucking late. He's just annoying. But we were friends, so it kind of I can't be too mad. But I'm not mad. But he tries to make it seem like we're supposed to be more, but then you do stupid shit. So oh well. But we went to see Photograph, and Photograph was good. Can we expect to see a new special guest on Marsha's Plate soon? Yes, I have. I've already recorded it. Do I want to say that? So it's two guests. There's one that I'm going to put on my Patreon because I'm not supposed to release it, but only people who going to be able to see it is my patrons, and I don't think that they would snitch. But this is a celebrity girl that I interviewed for something I did. And I'm going to, now that they've released the project, I feel like I can release our interview on my patrons without getting in trouble, even though, you know, just slightly. So that, but I also have a girl who has been, who is so smart and educational and will give a different, unique perspective that is coming up about that. I think I'm going to release that one on the 5th of March. Yeah, so be looking forward on the show to do that. The woman that got shot by, yes. I got a list of stuff. I'm just trying to make sure I catch everything. Yes, hit the strike. Oh, Jerron. I don't know his name, but if we met at Creating Change, he was cool. Because I didn't meet no shady people. I only met shady white people at Creating Change. All the black people was cool. And the Latinx people. This white lesbian was rude as fuck. She was rude as fuck to the black trans women that were in the room. And it was annoying as fuck. Okay, I think I caught everything up. I am doing more Love Beneath videos, but I only think that I have like 2 left that I need to do. I need y'all to I need to finish out Gerald. I didn't really tell y'all what happened with me and Gerald and how I ended up sending him to prison. The 28th, hey baby, come on, birthday twins. So if you need to, I'm gonna end the Gerald story. So the Gerald story, if you go listen to the Love Beneath, you'll hear our history, and I will catch y'all up on how, yeah, like I end up sending him to prison. Abolish the prison system though, but I used it. I used it in that situation because he had me fucked up. Okay, so let's get into these topics. So everybody keeps talking about the Indianapolis girl. So let's talk about that. So Indianapolis is my hometown. This is literally not the first time something like this happened. I remember when I was in high school, and this really showing my age. Y'all remember when you'd be on the phone chat line? You'd be on the phone. Hey, press 1. Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. I'm light skinned, green and brown eyes, thick, red bone, trying to get into something frisky. Hit me up. Press that 1. Do y'all remember that? So we used to, the phone chat lines used to be popping before the internet, before Black Planet, before, all that kind of stuff. So the trans girls would be on there. What else? The gay boys would be on there. The gay boys would be on there as gay boys, but also playing like the girls. So apparently, this is back in the day. In Indianapolis. And we would be like, so at this point, I'm not going to read the chat. I'm going to get into the conversation, but y'all can chat with each other just so y'all know. And I'll kind of look back and forth. There is a way for you to put a question up by donating just a little bit. It's called Super Chat. Check it out. But now I'm going to get into the show. So after an hour. So back in the day, there was a gay boy who was on the chat line in Indianapolis, and he was like, and he was supposed to meet this boy, this down low boy, and they were supposed to hook up. Him being a young gay boy, he didn't understand the dynamics of down low, apparently. So to keep himself safe, apparently, he told his friends, his cisgender girlfriends, like, I want you to go with me to meet this dude. We're supposed to be planning to hook up, but I don't want to go by myself. So he, not knowing that, sweetie, you are not a cisgender girl, baby. That's what cisgender girls can do with each other. They can be like, oh, girl, I'm going to meet this dude from the internet. Come with me because I want to be safe. That's something that cisgender girls do. But baby, you're a gay boy. You cannot do that with a cisgender woman dealing with a down low man. Not to victim blame, but you got, and being young, you might not know that kind of nuance. He thought that he was being safe. And what he ended up doing was he brought the cisgender girl to meet this down low man with him. The down low man ended up killing him and the cisgender girl, putting them in a dumpster and setting them on fire. So Indianapolis has a history of a lot of these things happening in regards to motherfuckers killing and wearing you out. So this particular story that just came out with this woman, so apparently she kind of popped up at his house, and she ended up, I guess they were supposed to do business together, and based on her live, because she did a live, they were supposed to do some kind of business together, and I guess she came late, or I guess she came at a different strange time, and he was having sex with another dude. Apparently not his real cousin, but his play cousin. And she walked in on them having sex and ran out the house. They were trying to get her to come back and talk to her, to bring her down, like, oh, yo. But she wanted to be ghetto and ratchet, and she wanted to use this now information that she got to like extort them, like blackmail them. So she was sending text message back and forth to them saying, well, if you want me to keep this on the low, then you need to pay me. You need to pay me $5,000. Now, all of this is on her live. If y'all don't watch it, I'm just kind of summarizing for everybody who may not know the story. So she's texting and saying, if y'all gonna pay me, if you want me to keep this secret, it's gonna be $5,000. And then when they were like, no, they were like, no, we're not paying you. She was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go on live and go on Facebook and tell all of y'all business. Y'all think it's a game? And they were like, nigga, we from Hallville. You know, we'll kill your motherfucking ass. So if you're not from Indianapolis, Hallville is one of the hoods. Hallville is one of the hoods of Indianapolis. There's a couple of them, but so him saying that if you from out east like me, if you say you from Hallville and I'm from like the 42nd and Post Road area, y'all don't know none of this, but I'm from the East Side hood. And if you say you from Hallville to me, I'm gonna be like, bitch, what? So a Hallville motherfucking nigga get 12 just like a motherfucking any other motherfucker. Fuck Hallville. That's what I was saying. So I know she was from out east because she was sounding like an out east bitch. Or like a 40th Street bitch. Anyway, that's regional. Hallville is ghetto as fuck. So it's an area. So she spilled all the tea. She started telling the tea on the live. She was posting pictures of the niggas who was fucking. She was posting pictures and saying they gay and telling all the tea and telling what was happening. So she driving down the street. These niggas run up on her and shoot her while she driving. And she crashes and dies. Now, did she deserve to die? No. But based on the video, ain't no but, no, she didn't deserve to die at all. Based on the video that she put up, it was very clear that this lady was homophobic. It was very clear that this lady did not like gay people. It was very clear that this lady, she was problematic as fuck. And so when you add the insecurity of a down low dude who is scared of being outed, and then my thing, if you're scared of being outed, why the fuck is you fucking niggas and your door is unlocked? That don't make sense to me. How did she just have access to come into your place and you fucking niggas? You didn't think, did the booty or the dick or whatever, or the verse session, everybody ain't just one-sided. It wasn't so good that you didn't think of that, did you forget that she was coming over? Like, what happened? I didn't understand it. But anyway, this world, motherfuckers is down low, niggas is scared. They're scared to be out, especially one of some type of status, like who got some money from the hood. Like if they a drug dealer and they got some kind of status and some kind of rep and some kind of jacket in the street, they scared to lose that because that is their power. That is their source of income. That is their source of identity, like validation. And so if they a hood nigga that's selling drugs, and apparently based on what she was saying in the live, this is somebody who is respected, who's a hood nigga, who sell drugs, who got money, This is their status. And if you are shaking up their status, not saying that it's right, but motherfuckers will fuck you up out here over this shit. And then you trying to blackmail and extort and put it out on Facebook and make it worse. It's different if you just kind of talking to your people, but you put them on blast on Facebook, and then you talking shit while you doing it. You talking, you like, you thought I wasn't gonna say shit. You motherfucking F-bombs and gay boys and y'all out here, y'all. She just was being extra. It just didn't make sense to me. So they end up killing her. Like I said, I don't think that anybody deserves to die based on that shit at all. But this is the potential results of you being messy about outing somebody. And if anybody has heard me talking about a situation where a trans girl is outing somebody, you know that I don't cut for that shit either. I think people have the right to I think people have the right to come out when they want to come out. Now, let's nuance that a little bit. I am a girl who has outed somebody out of anger. I am a girl who has outed somebody out of revenge because it was the only way they had done something wrong. They had done something wrong to me, and this was my only power move to get back at them. My ex had literally stole money from me and went and left and rode out and got on a bus and was headed home to his parents with my motherfucking money. Baby, I fed X his evangelist mama and daddy pictures of him giving me head. And they didn't know my tea. So you're not gonna play with me. If this is the only way I can get you back and snatch your motherfucking wig in anger, especially in my younger days, baby, I will put you out so quick. Also, I remember in high school, niggas would be trying to bully me at the same time, trying to get me to give them head. Or I done already hooked up with a nigga, and this nigga I done already hooked up with him, and now we out in a public situation, and you trying to be like, oh, that's a man. Oh no. Oh, and laughing with these motherfuckers. No, you being that's shady to me. Yeah, but did he tell you? Let me tell you how his dick look. This how his dick look. Let me tell you when we hooked up. It used to be what I had to give it. I wouldn't just be doing it just to be doing it, but it would be my only recourse in my mind of, how I respond. Now, as I've gotten older, I haven't been in those situations because I don't really fuck with down low niggas as much as I used to. But you know what I'm saying? I just don't be in those situations. But I think everybody has a right to come out. And if you are putting yourself in a position where you are exposing somebody, you are already putting yourself in a position where somebody could actually harm you. And you need to be ready for the consequences, because everybody out here ain't no whole ass niggas. Everybody out here ain't no motherfuckers gonna be scared and not do nothing. Some people are gonna be scared and do something, baby. So that's just what it is and how I think about it. So that's what I think about the Indianapolis stuff. I hate that she had to die over this bullshit. Was it worth it? I hope not. I hope it wasn't. It wasn't worth it, bitch. You dead when you could have just shut up. It's like, come on. That's not what it is. All right, let's talk about Lil Boosie. So Lil Boosie and the Zaya Wade situation. But I don't want to talk about that. I talked about that. Y'all know how I feel about the Zaya Wade from the last live I did last week. But Lil Boosie and his Planet Fitness shit. So Lil Boosie, apparently on his live, he said that he went to Planet Fitness, and because of his statements, his transphobic statements against Zaya Wade, they didn't Boosie. Boosie. Lil Boosie. He's a rapper. I know he has fell off and it's unknown and his music. But at one point, Lil Boosie was like a Louisiana popular hood rapper in that. But Lil Boosie put out a video saying that Planet Fitness, one of the workers was gay, and they wouldn't let him into the Planet Fitness because of what he said about Zaya. I was like, yes. I don't know if I think that's right or wrong. I don't know about that. But I love the idea that there are some consequences to somebody saying some dumb shit now. It used to be it wouldn't be any kind of consequences. So I'm kind of glad. I'm glad somebody had the guts to be like, no, ma'am. Go somewhere else. Not here. Sorry. You want to read our girl? Bye-bye. Consequences, baby. I think that's a good thing. I think that I can't necessarily say that it's legal. I don't know. I don't think that's legal. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know the law in regards to that. But anyway, let me see. Yeah, he's so weird. He's so ignorant. He's just ignorant, country, and loud. And there's some people, they just dumb. Like they just ignorant and just don't know any better. And that's what it is. Flame was back on the Breakfast Club. Flame was back on the Breakfast Club, but I didn't watch it. I don't want to support the Breakfast Club, and I don't want to support Flame. I saw in the title it said her new position in the LGBT community, and I just didn't want to know if it was a spin or if it was just another grab. I don't fuck with Flame, so fuck her. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what she said. I think she's a waste of time. Why does he look so old? He does look old. But when you're not taking care of yourself and you're being evil and late, that's what it is. So let's talk about trans athletes. So apparently there are 3 cisgender students that filed a federal lawsuit on Wednesday, a couple of Wednesdays back, against these Black trans women. One of the trans women is Terry Miller, and one is Andrea Yearwood. This is in Connecticut. They are trying to sue them to block them from running and participating in cisgender girl sports. It is 3 girls from 3 different high schools: Chelsea Mitchell, Selena Soleil, and Alana Smith. They are track runners, and they are represented by the conservative, not-for-profit organization Alliance Defending Freedom. They are arguing that allowing these trans girls to compete deprives these track stars of specific track titles and scholarship opportunities because they are dominating the field. This is kind of ironic because one of the girls, Chelsea Mitchell, she actually raced the trans woman and beat her. Actually raced her and beat her. And they still are trying to sue these girls. They still are trying to sue these girls for racing in sports. But you beat her. You can't have the argument that they are so strong and so powerful and so masculine and male that they're beating us and dominating us. And then you beat her. It's like, come on, that doesn't make sense. You actually beat her in the race. You beat the trans woman. So you just debunked your own theory. You outran her. And she's this used to be man. That's kind of weird. It's strange to me. It seems like that. Come on. She says, the people say mentally and physically, we know the outcome of the race before it starts. So you said that's your argument, that you knew the outcome, but how did you beat her then? You thought you were going to lose, but you won. That's kind of strange to me. The biological unfairness does not go away just because someone believes they're another gender identity. All girls deserve the chance to compete on a level playing field. The lawsuit centers, the two trans women. So my ideas on this, I don't know if she let her I don't think she let her lose. I don't think she let her lose. I think that she won. There are tons of cisgender women that can run faster than me. Definitely. And when I was in school, the fastest person on campus was a woman. So it's strange to me. Now, there's some nuance to the situation. There is some nuance. If you've been an athletic male and you ain't been on hormones, child, and you trying to come and say I'm transgender and I'm trying to compete with these cisgender women, look, baby, I'm not going to be out there picketing for you. I'm not going to be against you, but I'm not going to be out there picketing for you because I feel like, girl, you trying it. But if you have been on hormones for such a long time and you have done the steps to feminize your body and you have done the step to get your hormones to a certain level, to me, I feel you have done the work to level the playing field. I don't think that trans women have an innate male strength just because they're male. I transitioned early. I ain't never been athletic. I cannot lift. Baby, I'll be out of breath in a couple of rounds, baby. I am not that person. I am not. I am tall. I'm about 5'11". But I'm not strong. I can't lift stuff, honey. I got jiggles. I'm not athletic at all. And so there's gonna be some women, cisgender women, that could come up against me, a transgender woman, and be stronger than me. And so for me, I just think if they do the work to do what they need to do to get their hormone levels to that of a cisgender woman, I think they've done the work in order to compete. Now, this is where it gets complicated. Cis Black, genetically speaking, males have a greater lung capacity, but that also depends on the size of the male. If that's a fact, if you got, when we talk about the lungs of a 6'2" woman and a 5'6" male, that's going to be a different capacity. She's much bigger than him. Her lungs are going to be bigger than his. So it just depends on that. But let's talk about some genetic differences. This is what makes it kind of transphobic to me. All right. So certain things, like, there are genetic differences. There are going to be some genetic differences that we can consider. I feel like if you are pushing trans people out just because they're trans, it's transphobic. If you are only considering genetic differences when it comes to trans people, it is transphobic. Because let's look at Mike Phelps. Mike Phelps, based on genetic testing, based on his physical advantages that has been tested and proven in him, Mike Phelps, because he has a 6'7" wide span from arm to arm, he has a physical advantage that makes it, he got some fucking rowers, bitch, for arms and hands that's much, much wider than the average person. He also produces small 50% less lactic acid in his body naturally. So that makes him more makes him less prone to fatigue than other swimmers. So he has these natural advantages in his body against other swimmers, like natural genetic advances. But nobody is saying anything about it being unfair to the other people. Oh, you got some special lungs. Oh, you got some special lactic acid. Oh, you got some special arms. So that's unfair to the people who don't have that advantage. So to me, if you're just making the argument of genetic differences genetic differences only matters to trans people and trans athletes, I think that is transphobic. Now, I don't know how to fix it, but we look at Caster Semenya. Look at Caster Semenya. Caster Semenya is a cisgender woman who has a genetic difference, natural, that her body creates more testosterone than the average cisgender woman. And so when she got on that field to run, she was smoking the other cisgender girls because she had this genetic difference. Do you see what I'm saying? She had the genetic difference. And they were banning her and making her go through these embarrassing genetic testing. They were making her go through just embarrassing her. They didn't do that to Michael Phelps. Do you see what I'm saying? She's a sister. She's proven to be a cisgender woman competing against cisgender women. But this is a lot of anti-blackness. But because she's a Black woman, they started harassing her and having all kinds of problems and all kinds of making her go through all of this kind of stuff. And he is competing, and she is competing against cisgender women, and Michael Phelps is competing against cisgender men, and we're ignoring his genetic advantage and letting him be this great Olympian. But with Caster Semenya, we are not ignoring it. We are saying no. Let me see something. 1 second. Adrena, I just made you a moderate. Get rid of white kinder. We don't do racism and all that kind of religious bullshit. If you're gonna come in here, I don't mind anybody coming in here talking about whatever they want to talk about, but you're gonna do it with respect and intelligence, and all that other bullshit that you're doing. Get the fuck out of here. We don't do that. Sorry. All right, so yes, this is a very I don't know what you mean by that, Sis Black, but I think this is a very complicated issue, but I think transphobia complicates the issue more. I can't say, I'm not a trans athlete, so I don't care enough to try to think about a solution that works. I'm letting them figure it out because I'm not in that thing. I'm not a trans athlete, but huh? Oh, we have trolls. So, Adriana, I made you a moderator. No, Michael Phelps is a cis man, and he competes against cis men too. But he has a literal genetic advantage that everybody ignores. Yes, Michael Phelps is a cisgender man that competes in swimming competitions against other cisgender men, but he has a genetic advantage that everybody ignores. Compared to Caster Semenya, who is a cisgender woman who has a genetic advantage over the other women that she competes against, and they don't ignore it. They make her go through testing. They have banned her from the sport. They have done all of these things. You see what I'm saying? They have done all of these things to stop her from being a part. How they treat her is different than how they treat Michael Phelps. And what I mean, and why I'm bringing that up is that this is a nuanced conversation. This is a complicated. It's not black and white. Just like gender and biological sex is not black and white. There are going to be some advantages. There's going to be some disadvantages for everybody. Whether this person got longer legs, this person got longer arms, there are genetically based advantages that everyone could have. But if you're only caring about the genetic advantages when it's a black woman, like that's racist, like Caster Semenya, or when it's a trans woman, that's transphobic. When you only care about it in certain situations and not others, that's when it becomes a problem for me. Care about it in all of the situations. If you care about genetics, care about it all. But even the Williams sisters came across racism. They test her more than anybody else, and she's never done drugs. And it was crazy. The white girl that she is famous for beating got caught doing drugs. And they test Serena more. That's crazy. How do I feel about a separate classification of trans individuals the way we do in Paralympics? I actually think I don't mind the separation. But I would love to have a category that is not gendered. Like, have separation, but also have a category that is not gender. Because I would love to see how many cisgender, like if you just had all the best runners of all genders just running. I know for a fact there are going to be some cisgender women that beat men. They may not beat the fastest man, but there are going to be some men that are athletes that they beat. There are going to be some people that's in the middle that, that overlap of, there are going to be some women who are slow, and there's going to be some women who are much, much faster. There's going to be some men who are slow, and there's going to be some women who are much faster. And so there's going to be that middle overlapping that I think, and I would love to see, along with the separation, the gender separation, but love to see them come together and just play and just do and just race and see who actually will come out on top in that middle area. How many women can actually beat men? Because I know, I like I said, in my college, the fastest person on campus was a woman. Yes, that would be cool to me. I would think that would be great. Does it make sense? Make sure y'all thumbs up. What else? Yeah. That would be a cool solution. You see co-ed teams a lot before high school when puberty kicks in. Yes, I would love to see that. I don't think it would be keep the separation, keep the separate categories. I don't mind that, but I would love to see anybody can play category, and the transgender people compete there. What do you say to people who say transracial is the same as transgender? I've been hearing that a lot lately. I was only hearing that when Rachel Dolezal, that shit, when that was popping off. I think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid. I think it's silly. You know. Now, let me take the conversation seriously. I think it's stupid, but let me try to play with the idea. Before we knew Rachel Dolezal, before she was popular and it became a viral sensation, she was living as a quote unquote Black woman. Now, from my family perspective, I have some women in my family that if you just look at them and they close their mouth, because when they get to talking, they Black. But if they close their mouth and they got their hair a certain way, or maybe even a certain color, you might think that they were a white woman. You might. Now, when they get to talking, no, you're gonna know they Black women. Because I have some one side of my family is really, really light and like damn near white. That they that kind of middle ground, privileged as high yellow motherfuckers. But they are proud Black women, and so when they navigate the world as Black women. But there's a lot of times where I've been like my aunt Willa Dean. I got a country ass family. Willa Dean. Like I've been in situations with her. I've been in situations with her where the people obviously thought she was a white woman. And she had to literally be like, I'm not white. and because she's one of them people that could pass. And so Rachel, clearly because of how she was doing her hair, how she was talking, that there was moments in her life that people assumed that she was Black because of how she wore her hair and how she was navigating the world. I'm pretty sure, although she is not Black, I'm pretty sure that somebody assuming she was Black, that she had some remnants of a Black life, some of not a dark-skinned Black person's life, but a person that could possibly pass, that wasn't passing, that they could think, well, maybe this is a Black woman, she just looked light. Because, there are some of us Black who are light enough to look like they could be, look at Kathleen Cleaver, the famous Black Panther. If you look at her now, when she got her hair straight or curly, she could look like a white woman. And so I can't really say that she may not have some experiences that reflected Blackness with her if the person assumed that she was a Black woman. But Rachel, that you're putting on blackface. Like, that you're getting your hair done a certain way. That you putting on darker makeup. You a white person. So you playing games that are kind of weird. But because of who she was, like because of who she is and what she was doing, like she was trying to be woke and she was trying to dismantle white supremacy and she was doing this stuff. I really wasn't mad at Rachel. You're not a Black woman, but I don't really care. If you want to be crazy, do you. Oh, I'm not calling her transition to womanhood. I'm calling it blackface. I feel like it's blackface. I think you, for you to consciously say, "Oh, I'm gonna get this kinky curly hair to put on because that's black." I think all of that's putting on blackface. Cause some of her wigs is ugly, and I'm pretty sure that the black niggas was treating her like a queen because she looked white. So I'm pretty sure if she liked black men, I'm sure they were eating her up. Ooh, this, this white body. Ooh, this white girl. Ooh, yeah. I'm sure that the dudes was loving it. Yeah, a lot of people were against Melissa having her on the show and taking her seriously. Oh, no, 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 Jay. I wasn't saying that Kathleen wasn't black. I know Kathleen. I'm just talking about her look. She could easily pass for a white woman. Hmm. All right. I think I got time for one more conversation. What else? We all have a reason to hate white people. But that also gives white people a reason to dismantle that stuff and really be invested in dismantling that stuff. So, all right, it's been an hour and a half, and y'all not bringing in that. Yeah, she just took it too far. I agree. Mandy. I think Manda. I think that she took it too far. I think that is her. It's weird. I can't say it's problematic, but um, I just don't know. Diamond, can you announce the new date for the 2020 Trans March? So I don't run the Trans March. That is Marissa Miller. She is the executive director of that particular org that organizes and controls that. Her name is Marissa Miller. She is actually from in my hometown, Indianapolis, and we are good friends. She has not announced it. I don't know when she's going to announce it, but when she does announce it, I will definitely let everybody know. Yeah. Can we do better in supporting non-passing transgender women? Oh, that is a good question. Yes. We can do better in supporting them. Also, um, just because you think you're passing, don't mean that you're passing. Can we do better about being humble too? I think the non-binary movement. This is not their only goal. I don't, you would have to talk to them. But I think the perk to me about the non-binary movement is that non-binary people are positioning us to not care about so much and be so strict about how people present in regards to their gender expression. They're giving us a level of freedom to be able to be and present how we want. And I think the ramifications of accepting a non-binary narrative, of accepting, of understanding that everybody is going to present in various ways, and it's not just androgyny. Also, I understand that the gender identity of non-binary is not the same as androgyny. One is about gender expression, and one is about like their identity of themselves is is that their identity is non-binary. They tons of information from non-binary people about that. But I think that just to answer your question, Emmanuel, I think that the movement for non-binary people, the movement with them is helping people who don't fit cis heteronormative rules in regards to how masculine you are and how feminine you are. I think people like Ari Fitz, who is a cisgender person. Well, I don't know if she is now, but at the time that I used to watch her, I don't know what's going on with her now. I think I heard something different maybe. But at the time when I used to watch her, she was a cisgender person, but she just looked very, very androgynous. Very, very, you couldn't tell if she was a boy or girl. So yeah, so if she has come out as trans or something else, I haven't watched her in years, but it might be something different, but I apologize. But at the time that I'm speaking of, at the time, she was just a cisgender girl and she was doing her thing. And so I think allowing people to be wherever they are on the spectrum allows for people who don't pass to be able to be who they want to be without people bothering them. And I think that's what's happening with the non-binary movement. It's allowing people the freedom to express their gender in different ways. Yes, Ari is sexy. What are some problematic rites of passage you got as a Black person and a trans person? How do you prepare the upcoming generation for discrimination? God, that's a question. That's a very, that's a big question. So problematic rites of passage, God, as a Black trans person. You're kind of catching me off guard. I can give you one that I can remember. And it's kind of surface level. But when I was younger, as a trans person, what I think of rites of passage that were problematic is just about the passing shit. Like girls used to test us in our city. They used to test us. Like we would have to go to hood straight club. If you were trying to prove your passability, like you had to go. At the time, it was like it was Cloud 9. It was The Point. It was these kind of hood clubs where we were from that if you could go there and not get clocked, then, oh yeah, you've proven that, you have the possibility to be a woman. Everything that we were doing was rooted in like cis heteronormativity. How much can you assimilate into cisness and be like the cisgender people? That was your dream. That was your access. That was your access to power and validation and proof that you were a real trans person. You were trill about it. You was like, you could do this. If you can do this, if you can blend, if you can go get a job, if you can do all this kind of stuff. Those in my younger years was the rites of passage for me as a Black trans person. If you could go to these hood clubs, you can go to these hood events. Like we had Black Expo, we had our Circle City Classic. If you can go to these Black events, like I remember when we go to Bike Week down in was it South Carolina or North Carolina? I can't remember. We would go to Myrtle Beach. Where's that at? Y'all know where that, but they used to have Bike Week every year in April down there, and we would go and we would have to go to these Black events and prove that that's you can pass. Those were the rites of passage for me. Yeah. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. Passability is rooted in survival. Yes, absolutely. Something simple as one from another. How do you feel about purposeful androgynous folks identifying as trans women, not GNC, and then taking up a lot of space? I don't know. I think they have a right to present how they want to present. I have an issue with somebody who is trans saying that somebody else who is trans is taking up too much space. I have an issue with that. It's just weird to me. Everybody has their own space. Nobody can take your space. Is that right? They can, but usually people, when they take up space, somebody in power gave them the space to take up. So it's the responsibility of the person in power to kind of who controls that space. Does it make sense? Like when I was talking about on the radio earlier, like the person in power in that radio station should have said, I want to put trans people in this space. And they didn't. And the gay man relinquished the space for me. You see what I'm saying? Because he was in a position of power at that moment where he was taking up the space and he had to relinquish it. So, but if we're all on the same power playing field, I don't see how they're taking your space unless you're just being a pussy. And then at that point, that's a self-esteem issue. Stop being a pussy. Take your space. Be loud. Stop being weak. Be confident. To me. What else? South Carolina. I had issue within the community and out where folks wanted to make me change my look. My response to people who reject their crap is, show me the money, boo. I work hard and I'm trying to live. Yeah. So yes, y'all. This is going to be up as a video after I end it. So if you missed me having a conversation about Boosie, Miss C, Daniela, it's going to be up as a video and you can rewatch it once it reloads. But yes, we've been on here 1 hour and 42 minutes now. So make sure you thumbs up. If you haven't, make sure you thumbs up. Make sure I also talk about Boosie on the podcast. We released one yesterday. And so you can listen to the podcast. The links is in the bottom. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Diamond Stylz everywhere. The jail story. What do you mean by the jail story? Thank y'all for watching. No offense, Diamond, but when I get my SRS, I'm not letting any black men get in my new box. Word out. Well, unfortunately for me, I'm not that open about my attractions. I'm attracted to dark-skinned people, and I barely even like light-skinned black men, so I would be celibate if I lived like you said you're gonna live. Because I'm only attracted to black men. I'm sorry. When I see like fine other races, like say I see a white man and he's fine, like I know he's fine, but it's kind of like me seeing a car. Like say I see a fire ass car, like a red Lamborghini or something. I'm like, damn, that car look bad as hell, but I don't want to fuck the car. That's how I think about fine ass white men. I don't be wanting to fuck them when I see them in person. Oh, that video, the jail story about me sending him to jail. I wasn't gonna do that on live. I was gonna do that on a new episode of The Love Beneath that I'm gonna record later. Who else? Yes, that's gonna be an edited sit down video. That's not gonna be a live. Yes, and Adrena Johnson, it does seem like it's a war with the people because we have the internet and people are reading and people are putting their stuff out there and talking about the issues and talking about the nuances of the community. We've always had these nuances. We've never had the same mindset about things in regards to anything. Like look at Black history. Look at how W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington and Marcus Garvey and Ida B. Wells and all these people in this era had different mindset and different experiences and their mindsets about what was going on in the community in regards to race and different strategies and how to dismantle it. You know, we're not a monolith. We're going to have different views. We're going to have different things. And we just got to work to make sure, constantly adjust our strategy to make sure people who are the least among us are still being uplifted and we're not leaving people behind. So, you know, like back in the day when light skin was light is right and the paper bag testing was happening. If you wasn't lighter than paper bag test, you couldn't get in and blah, 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 blah. When we had those kind of things happening, it was the responsibility of these high yellow motherfuckers to come in, get the access to the privilege, and then bring their Black peers on. And so that's just a small situation. But now it is our responsibility that when you know, gay white men, when they need to use their privilege to bring Black trans women up. When we talk about Latinx, white passing Latinx women, what work are you doing to bring Black immigrant issues to the forefront so they're not being left behind? Are you just, you know, assimilating into whiteness, or are you, you know, doing the work? You feel what I'm saying? Yes. But yes, I think that is our job, and we are, you know, and we are seeing more of those kind of conversations. Yes. Some white men will beat you down. Yes, I'm sure that there's some amazing white men out there. I'm just talking about my particular attraction. Middle Eastern men, I've had some really attractive Middle Eastern men and Latinx men, but the ones that I'm attracted to, they look Black. Like they look like maybe like Black boys. Like, you know, they don't look white, and they look attractive to where I'm like, ooh. And most of the ones, Tia, most of the ones that I meet that I'm kind of attracted to, like say that I look at them and I'm like, oh, he's cute. Only way they ended up getting me is because they showed me their dick and their dick was big. Like if they hadn't showed me their dick and I didn't know their dick was big, I wouldn't have fucked with them. I would have been bye-bye. Have a great day. But because they sent me, you know, some pictures that said, ow, you know, yeah, I like the chocolate boys. Yeah. But all right, y'all, that's it. I'm going to try to do this every Friday at the same time. I'm going to start between 7 and 8. It could be 8. It could be 7:30. It could be 7. It depends on what I need to do. But make sure y'all see me here Friday. If I don't do it Friday because I'll be out of town or something, like say, because y'all know I travel, then I'll probably do it Thursday, or I'm just going to do it another day after when I'm free. But I'm going to try to consistently do it Friday between 7 and 8. I will be speaking at Stanford on Tuesday. So if you are in the Stanford area, I'll be speaking about decriminalizing sex work. If you are in the Stanford area, I will be doing an event on Tuesday at 5 p.m. And there will be some question and answer stuff about decriminalizing sex work. So make sure if you are in that area and you want to see me do my academic shit, make sure that you are RSVPing at that event. Make sure you thumbs up this video and make sure you share it. And make sure you click the links and whatever to follow me, so you know, like if they try to take down my channel, you can follow me on other platforms so that I tell you. All right, y'all. If you miss any of the subject, you came in late, understand that it's going to be posted at this show. This episode is going to be posted as a video once it processes. So bye y'all. Bye bye.